Nation, Sanbonan Bafetu. Welcome back to Football Trends with me. Good afternoon to everyone. Mbugede Lepekaya. Well, yesterday we've spoken about Coach Hugo Bruce releasing or selecting Kaizer Chiefs players for the FIFA World Cup. Now, today I came across this video. Actually, to this order, but anyways, we're going to talk about it today because I believe it is something that was done yesterday. So, in what he said, it's quite interesting because we know that he has selected, 4 players from Kaizer Chiefs, which is Brendan Peterson, Bradley Cross, Thabiso Munyane, and Lebohang Maboe. Those 4 players, we did even speak about them, and we said to some of us, we said, no, definitely from my side, I believe, at least 2 players are going to make it to the final squad, which is 27. So currently, coach has said something quite interesting in terms of the players that he has managed to select for the FIFA World Cup or the preliminary squad as corner so far. He says obviously they spent about I don't know how many days, but initially they selected about 50 players and then they had to trim it down to the players that now they need to go to select, which is going to be 26 players. And he said something very, very key. He said, actually, let me just play the clip so that
it's an exciting time and period for me because a few weeks ago we made a list of 50 players. So that was easy. 50 players is easy. So now the players that will start the camp on Monday, that was already a little bit more difficult. But the most difficult of all will be next week, the 27th, when we announce the 26 players. I'm sure there will be players not so happy. There will be players very disappointed. But that's the choice I have to make. And I have a good assistant, Helman. So I think next week, Monday, Tuesday, we will still have some meetings together and see that we make the right choices.
Well, Buffett in Venezuela, he says there will be players who will not be happy. There will be players who will be disappointed. Quite interesting, quite interesting. Does this mean that the players that have been selected, some of them are not going to make it to the final squad? I don't know, Bafeto, but by the looks of things, especially for our club, do you think corner Jama players won't make it? Because let's be honest, Brendan Peterson has had the best season so far this season. Yes, I got paid this season. We still have 1 game to go, but it is something huge. He's done incredibly well. And yeah, some of you might not want to accept Abachita, from Kaizer Chiefs have improved in certain things, in certain areas, but honestly speaking, it is something that we do see. So yes, despite all of that, do you think the players from our club are not gonna make it? Because for me, I feel like looking at the list, actually let's just look at the list together so that we speak about something as Hibonayo. Let's look at the list. So let me just do this and then add the list so that we see what we are talking about in terms of the players that have been selected. Okay, so now list Bafetu. As you can see, it's a big list. It's a very big list. There's a lot of players here. A lot, not just in Shea, but there's a lot of players. So yes, they're still going to trim the squad and everything. But so far, looking at the goalkeepers, we can see there's Ronan Williams. He's positioned number 1, so chances are he still remains as number 1. We have Ricardo Goss. Now he's still there. Honestly speaking, Ricardo Goss is good, but I don't think he had a good season. Sipo Chain also now he did wonders. I think I do believe Sipo Chain should be number 2 and then Brendan Peterson being number 1, but that's not how things work. So Brendan Peterson should be on the final list or the final squad. And then we look at the defenders. We have Khuliso Mudau, we have Olweto Makanya, we have Bradley Cross, Thabiso Munyane, Tamang Matuidi, Gosnathi Sibisi, Aubrey Modiba, Kulmane Ndamane. So Bradley Cross can come in. I know Munyane will be here. angicitanga ukubiza ama-defenders bafethu still Ime Okone, Samukelo Kabini, and then Nombekezeli Mbokazi naye is available, have been selected. So that's a lot, meaning they will have to trim, obviously. But I do believe Monyane, between Monyane and Cross, one of them will remain. And then we look at the midfielders. We have Tebogo Mokoena, we have Jaden Adams, we have who's this guy? Brooklyn. I don't know how Isbong is pronounced. And then we have Libohang Mabowe, which I feel like he's a must-have, especially on this game. There's Utalet Mata and Uspepelo Sitole. You all know Yaya Sitole. So with Umabowe, he needs to be there. Obviously experience, and also he's an incredible player. I know there's Abomukwena and all of that, but honestly speaking, there's no, who's this guy? There's no master chef here. So if you don't have master chef, as something as I was saying earlier on a few days ago, no, we honestly need Umabowe more than master chef, like honestly speaking. So yeah, some of you might not agree with me, some of you might feel QB are equivalent to Kulumaya, but at the end of the day, it's the reality, it's how things are. Guys, please don't forget to like the video. If you are here, you are still watching and you haven't liked the video, tell me, what is your problem? Why are you not liking the video? So yeah, moving on, we look at Ama forwards. We do have Oswin Apolis, we have Utepang Moremi, Evidence Mahopa, Lyle Forster, Ikram Reynolds, Relem Fukeng, Tambazwane, Patrick Maswanganyi, Kamogelo Sibilebele, Tapelo Morena, Tapelo Maseko. I feel like there's a player who's not here and they should have made it here, but anyways, I'm not the one who's selecting the squad. So Gzobonagala Buffet to Reynolds, yeah, definitely we do need Reynolds. Mahopa, I'm not too sure. Not because he's playing for Paris Buffet, but honestly speaking, I'm not too sure. Yes, he does tend to help a lot, but I'm not too sure. And then Abu Spilibili, Abu Morena, well, we will see. We will see Buffet who is going to not make it to the final squad. But so far, this is the squad that is there. And yes, 26. Yesterday I said 22, but it's 26. TY FIFA has increased in terms of the number of participants for the FIFA. So 26 players. And also remember, we still have few friendly games that we will be playing before the final. So some of the players here might be injured in this final, so we need to keep that in mind. You understand? And yeah, let's see with the final squad buffet too. That's when things will be, will make sense. But Inteshilo Mutala is not, promising, because he says there's players who will be disappointed. Most players who are here are players that have always been selected. It's only few from us who have not been selected as much. So I do get Mabati, some players will be, whatever it is, I show you Matala. So looking at the comments, I'm gonna go to Dele. Mina, I think only Peterson or Hamayo. That's how I feel. Well, I do understand, and probably I do agree with you, but honestly speaking, we still do need players like Umaboy. They might drop them, but Umaboy, we need him. We need even a cross of it, honestly speaking. For me, I feel like the players that have been selected for the Premier squad, we do need them for the World Cup. But how the coach decides to do things. So, as for me, I would have loved to have those players and then abadlali kuma friendlies before sifika ku final. What can they be able to do on the national level? You understand? And I know players tend to perform a lot when it comes to a national level. Well, Bafetu, this is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Unzonbona later on with something new. Please don't forget to like the video, Bafetu. I see there's only 5 votes and 34 people currently watching. Will he drop all Chiefs players? 67% of you are saying yes. Now there's 6 votes. I don't know about in terms of my likes, how many likes are here, but I do see the vote. The number of votes is not corresponding to the number of views. But please, Bafetu, do make sure. Okay, now there's 7. All of you are voting yes, he's going to drop. I Bafetu, confidence iphi makhosi amahle? Where's the confidence?